Welcome in, everybody, to the TK Pod. My name is Tyler Kluver. I was once a Division I football player. I am now a podcaster, fitness coach, and CrossFit athlete, doing all of that as a husband and father of two. This show is an audio journal, a spot for me to vent or ramble about thoughts I have relating to fitness and health, my personal competitive aspirations, business, entrepreneurship, and more. I hope that each show can provide one small bit of value for you, the listener. Regardless, I'm glad you're here. Let's have a day. Let's go. We are here, and Wodapalooza is here. What's up? It's Tyler Kluver. If you are finding this podcast randomly because you are also probably trying to qualify for Wodapalooza as an athlete in one of the 100 divisions, welcome in. I am a former, as the beginning of the intro podcast said, I'm a former football player for the Iowa Hawkeyes, turned into a recreational fitness athlete. I like to personally, in my own world, in my own mind, each day, strive to reach as high as I can in the competitive CrossFit world without actually doing it as a job, which does limit me. Obviously, the people at the highest end of this sport are doing it full time. They have a lot of resources. I, on the other hand, am a father of two who has a different job and work out of my garage. And with those limitations, I try and do the best I can. Part of that is dabbling in some online competitions, but then really out of season competitions. So Wodapalooza, obviously, probably the biggest one in the entire CrossFit space as far as participation and kind of brand. And last year we were able to qualify a team really for the intermediate division. We backfilled into the RX division and then ended up taking 7th in the RX division male team. So theoretically, if you take out the top 20 pro teams, we were the 27th best team in the Wodapalooza world last year for the men. And both of the other guys are dads as well. One of them is a dad of 7. The other is a brand new dad this past summer. And so as a team of 3, we're doing our best to compete with people who are spending a lot more time on this than we are. For everyone who's listening, you already know all of this stuff and have been listening to the podcast for a while. And you didn't need the introduction of myself, but there will be a couple people who listen to this just because they're interested in Wodapalooza content. So today I'm going to go over, we are right in the middle of the qualifier. Last week, when the podcast came out, we were a day away from the workouts being announced. Those got announced. There's a 12-ish day window to do them. And then we'll see where the chips fall. 5 workouts were announced. And all 3 of us have to do 5 workouts. With the team aspect of things, sometimes you get to do 1, the other person does 2, the other person does 3, and then everybody does whatever. Last year was kind of like that. This year, all 3 guys do all 5 workouts. 4 out of the 5, you are doing a unique variation. There is only one workout where you and your partners will do the exact same workout in the same way. I'm going to go over those workouts really quickly. I'm going to discuss some quick, very macro thoughts on how our team and I specifically might do on these relative to the competition. And then we'll talk about big picture. What are the realistic chances that we actually qualify for this thing? What the qualification looks like this year compared to last year, and then we'll wrap it up and talk about what we're going to do today. So we're going to share screen. Go to the YouTube if you want, Tyler Kluver on YouTube. I will explain them for the audio listeners as best as I can. We are competing in the top division, the Elite RX division. Workout 1 is a interval-ish type workout. It's only 7 minutes, and the workout is 27, 21, 15, 9 of clean and jerks, right? So a descending rep scheme with ascending weight. 27 clean and jerks at 135, 21 at 185, 15 at 225, 9 at 275. If you get through that, you do the max, you do as many clean and jerks at 315, big boy weight, as possible in your remaining time. That time structure is 7 minutes. And on the minute, you have to do 7 bar facing burpees before you can work on the reps. Waterfall style. So you have to choose a partner A, B, and C. Partner A starts at the top, starts chipping away at the 27, then the 21. Wherever they finish, partner 2 picks up, partner 3 picks up where partner 2 finishes. So you're working through this as a team. Strategy here is you got to choose, hey, who's maybe a little bit better at the lighter weights, or if you just have stronger athletes, you put them towards the back. And see how far you can get through this thing. Not a horrible workout for us. 2 out of the 3 of us are very good at clean and jerks, strength wise, relative to the field. So we'll be in the second and third slot. I will likely be the second slot here, as I can kind of bridge the gap between doing well and managing the burpees and the fatigue there, but also doing well at the clean and jerk weight as it gets heavier. And Reggie started us out on this one. He got through all 27 cleans at 135 and then 12 cleans at 185. So I'll pick it up at the 13th clean at the 185 bar, and we're going to try and get into the 275 bar. And then Isaac will hopefully, finish off that 275 bar and maybe get a few reps at 315, and hopefully that's somewhat competitive. I think we'll be okay at this workout relative to the field. I think we'll do all right here. This one shouldn't be that bad for us. We're going to talk about, well, I guess we'll just talk about it right now. They cut spots this year. So last year, the leaderboard was all one leaderboard for 3 different divisions. You could if the top 10 teams in the qualifier qualified for the pro division, the next 40 qualified for the RX division, and then the next 40 after that qualified for the intermediate division. So all the way down on the same leaderboard that you choose before you start, you could qualify if you made it into 90th place. We were like 72nd, qualified for the intermediate, but backfilled in because of people not accepting their invites. This year, only the top 30 qualify. The top, I think, is that right? I think the top 10 on the elite RX leaderboard qualify for elite, the pro division, and then the next 20 teams, like 11th through 30th, uh qualify for the RX division. So we might be in trouble. I don't know if we can actually get that high. Intermediate, as you see here, is a different workout, a different leaderboard. Last year, all the workouts were the same through intermediate. There's different weights, different reps for some of the workouts. You get to go down an entire weight, like a whole other bar if you're doing this workout in the intermediate division. So not sure exactly where we'll fall, but I think this first workout should be okay for us. Okay, moving on. Workout number 2. Again, not going to spend a whole lot of time on these. Already spent too much time on the first one. A little bit confusing. The second one is very not confusing. It's a 12-minute AMRAP for all 3 of us. There are just 3 versions. Version A is essentially the entirety of one round. 150 double unders, 90 wall balls, 60 pull-ups, 30 overhead squats, 18 bar muscle ups. Athlete B, so one of us does that version. The athlete B just splits those in half and then theoretically would, try and work through that twice to get to all those reps. 75, 45, 30, 15, 9. Athlete C just splits it into 3, a third, and works through that for 12 minutes. So you're basically trying to figure out, hey, who can handle the big sets of pull-ups, wall balls, and double unders on that first round? Who's the next best at handling some larger sets? And then who's better at taking less rest and just doing faster sets of smaller smaller chunks. Um, Likely Reggie's going to take the big sets here. I will probably take the middle, athlete B, and Isaac will take this. I don't think this will be a very good one for us. That's my assessment so far. Workout 3, which happens to be uh, the one where all of us will do the exact same thing. You get 3 rounds for max reps at every single movement, 1 minute per movement. So it's essentially a 14, 15-minute EMOM where you're working for max reps in minutes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you get a rest, a 1 minute rest in minute 5. You roll through that 3 times. Minute 1, dumbbell snatches. Minute 2, dumbbell box step overs. Minute 3, dumbbell hang clean and jerks. And minute 4, box jump overs. Uh, Gave myself a quick 1 round kind of blast through this and see what was possible yesterday. And so I did 1/3 of the workout. Um, and have a really good idea, I think, of what is possible here, along with knowing a couple other scores from some competitive guys who are also trying to qualify. This will be a fun one, and it's the one that all 3 of us will do the exact same workout, so we'll kinda have a inter-team competition on who can kinda do the most here. Should be interesting. I'll be doing that one tomorrow, I believe. Workout 4 is an interesting one. There's 3 components to this. There's a gymnastics test, which is a max freestanding handstand hold, just in a 4x4 box. How long can you hold a handstand? There's a 2K row, fucking yuck. And there's a 3 rep max thruster from the floor. Pretty straightforward. Each of us has to choose one of the combinations of 2 out of the 3. So somebody has to do the hold and the row. Somebody has to do the hold and the thruster. Somebody has to do the row and the thruster. This one's up for debate. We're all pretty good rowers. Again, like I said, Isaac and I are better on the strength stuff. So the idea is that we will probably be the 2 that thruster, which would mean if Reggie doesn't thruster, he gets the row and the handstand hold. The question then becomes Isaac and I both have the thruster. Which one of us takes the row? Which one of us takes the hold? I really want the hold. So I basically just have to make sure that my handstand hold is clearly better than Isaac's, and then I'm gonna have to make him row a 2K, which is not something I want to do. It's probably the most brutal part of this qualifier. And then workout 5. Fun one, short one. Again, 3 different variations of kind of the same thing. You're doing deadlifts and a wall walk complex or a handstand push-up complex. Athlete A gets 21-15-9 deadlifts, 7-5-3 wall walks, and strict wall facing handstand push up complexes. So you wall walk, do a handstand push up, go back down. 7 of those, 5 of those, 3 of those. The deadlift weight is 225 for all versions. The second version is just 21-15-9 deadlifts, 9-7-5 just wall walks. And then what I did was the strict handstand push-up version, athlete C, which was 21-15-9 of both 225 deads and strict handstand push-ups. Feel really good about this score. I feel like we will do okay on this one as a team. And my individual part of this specifically, I feel like I'll be pretty good. Uh this is the one workout, number 5 is the one workout that I have done, completed, and kind of put to bed. Um, I have a score for 2, but I did the big sets, and I don't feel confident that we'll end up using that score for that one for me. So I still have to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm about to do workout 1 today, right after this podcast, and pick up where Reggie left off. Tomorrow, I plan on doing workout number 3, which is your 3 rounds of max reps, kind of the dumbbell and box workout. I have to fit in somewhere on either tomorrow or Friday, Thursday or Friday, workout 4, where I'm hoping I only have to complete the handstand hold and the thruster. And then workout 2 is going to happen on Friday. and that's going to be probably athlete B of the chipper, 12-minute AMRAP chipper. We'll leave Monday for any redos or reorientations of different versions or whatever, and we'll see where the chips fall. What are Team Gary's realistic chances of qualifying for Wodapalooza? Not good. Um, Last year they took down to 50th place and we were 70th, I believe. And we had to miraculously have 20 teams in that top 50 decline their spot or not be able to come for us to get a spot in the RX division. There is no like, hey, you got 50th in the elite RX leaderboard. You're now the first team that gets chosen for intermediate. That doesn't happen. Like intermediate pulls from their own leaderboard. So, what are the odds that we can get 50th on this elite RX leaderboard? I do think that without the intermediate option being combined when you sign up, I think there will be less teams that sign up for the elite RX leaderboard. I don't know if it's enough, and I don't know if our performance will be enough to actually get us close enough to qualify a spot. Nonetheless, this is a very fun thing to do. I'm having fun, strategizing and trying to do my best on these workouts. It makes for a great week of training. I'm very sore right now. I've only done 2 of the workouts. It's Wednesday, because of the intensity that it breeds. And while I told the guys I was not going to be in shape for this, the kind of shape that would be super qualifier ready, and I knew that my training has not been great up until this point. It is providing me an opportunity to be competitive, have some intention, and go really, really hard for this week and just further my own training as we get closer to the open season, CrossFit Open season. So, um, don't expect anything qualifying wise from us here. Just having fun, just trying to do our best and get a small sort of benchmark of where we're at on November 19th. Um, which is going to help us prepare for February 19th or the end of February, basically. We got December, January, February. We're looking at 90 days of sort of hammering down after this qualifier ends. That's when we kind of put our head down and really start to get into shape for the CrossFit season. So we'll see where we're at. We're having fun. Maybe we'll slip in and qualify, and then we'll have a decision to make about actually going to Miami in March. But until that happens, this is all for fun, all to challenge ourselves and just see where we're at. I feel good about the workouts. Um, you hit the clock and you feel that it matters, and that's that a little adrenaline, like I feel alive kind of feeling that is really why I do this sport in the first place. So I'll come back to you next week and tell you how we did. We'll talk then.